What I'm going to try to demonstrate here today is how I get some of the mastering features in Studio One presonus. So what I'm going to do, hopefully my screen is recording. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shrink this screen down. I'm going to get to my presonus Studio One. This is the version 3.5. There we go. So now when I close it and save it, it's going to take me back to the mastering suite that we've heard of in Studio One. So this is a song. This is how it's been bounced down to left and right track. You notice as I go along here, nothing's really hitting those edges because that's where you're going to be too loud. That's when you're going to get that clipping that's going to make it distorted. So after I've updated it, there's a little red icon here, which means that I have to now update my changes to this song. So what I'm going to do is I'll go here and I'll hit update. It's going to say this is right. That's the song that I was working on. I'm going to hit OK to update it. There we go. And it has to load the song, and it'll go through a bunch of things here. There it goes. And I want you to just watch this process too. I know my CPUs actually are a little bit better. If you look down to the lower left, it's not maxing out too much right now. I also closed my window for my camera because I'm using my laptop. So I'm using a bigger screen right now. So I closed my laptop down. And this is taking a little bit right here. So I'll edit this out anyways. There we go. So one of the things that I was trying to explain is this true peak. So when you're playing a song, this is one of the presonus plugins, and where a meter, let's just play the song here. Let's see.
If you would call, I would come. I am a man of my word. I will bring you what you want, just what you deserve. So we better up and hit the dance floor, 'cause I really want to now, and this is right for me to be here with you. This is right for me to be here with you. Someone here said you have a boyfriend, but that don't really matter now. Besides, we're out there and we're only dancing, but it feels like more than that. I can see your lips are moving, but I can't hear a word you say.
So this song is actually pretty good because I'm not getting any true peak overs here. You don't want this to be read in any way because that means that it's going to distort. I mean, you know, my recording might be a bit harsh. I don't know how you like it. I kind of like the highs the way they are. I may listen to it tomorrow and figure it's not, but right now I'm not getting any true peaks, so that's good. So again, when I was over here, the true peak is 1.4, 1.4, which is what I was getting while the song was playing. 13 LUFS is what I want. So you want to try to get that across all the songs that you're putting together in whatever, you know, call it an album or whatever. You want them to all kind of be the same. So as I go, like I said, I go to this song, I'm going to pull the second one down. I'm going to pull this down, the loudness information. I'm 13.1, which is very close to the 13 that I was getting in the other one. So let's just again, maybe I'm getting confusing, but I've got my inserts here, master here, and my posts. So as far as the meter, I'm going to take this out of my post because I'm not using these things, and it's just more for you to look at that might be confusing. So I'm removing a brick wall limiter, which I did have. I'm not using that. I don't know why I was using it post. I've sort of learned some things. So I've got my level meter here, and I've got my T-Rax meter there. So I'm going to just collapse this so there's no, and then this is an interesting thing here, which I will talk to you about in a minute. It's the Abbey Road Studio 3. It's like for mixing in your headphones. It creates a virtual studio in your headphones. I found it very, very, very helpful. So again, let's just close this off here. To close that, I've got my level meter, right, which I want for my true peaks right now. There's a whole other thing about K14, K12. Let's just see. There we go. But I'm just looking for true peaks right here. And I haven't really figured out this in term one LUFS here. But I just like to look. That's why I like my going over to the T-Rax. It's something that I was using before. Let me just click it so it comes back up again here. There it is right there. It was just easier for me to follow with that in real time. I'm kind of old school that way. So we're on the second song here. Let's play it and see what happens. My fault. I gotta click over here on the number, bring the cursor over, and it's -8. It's the beginning. It's a little softer.
I was thinking about 3 years ago when you just jumped and left. You said my money was too slow for you, so you tried something else. You've got a reputation for doing things that you do. I hope you're happy with things, 'cause you are getting through. You've got your Louis Vuitton, your Cartier. I heard you drive a Bentley.
Notice the red over here on the meter, but no true peaks over here, so we're good.
And all's well as how it ends. 'Cause here I am, here I am. Wasn't enough for you, but here I am, here I am, here I am. Wasn't enough for you, but here I am.
So I'm not going to do anything like changing this song at all, really, because, I don't, like I said, I had 13.1 the last time I checked it in the loudness. So I'm going to run a diagnostic. I'm going to update the loudness thing here. I'm going to get a detect loudness for the second song. Here I am. Let's see if it's -13, 13.1. Not sure. I was getting some red over here at in the K14 measure on this long scale, but I wasn't getting any red in my true peak meter, which I will bring up again just to go over that with you. So you just kind of get a sense of, yeah, so post, you just put your meters in there that you want to look. You could even, then inserts that affect, in mastering, it's something that will affect all of the songs together. And so I put my limiter in there. When it's done, I'll show you. And of course, the limiter is going to catch those peaks. And I figured out after a while to use that very subtly, not to lean on it too heavy, because the songs would sound good in the mix. And then when I was trying to bounce it over to mastering, I found that the song was sort of dead. It didn't sound as good. And it was because I was using the limiter too hard, just stopping everything, the transients. So just the song kind of died. So this one's almost done detecting loudness. I'm kind of curious to see what I get here. Here we go. done, what do we get? So I get minus 13.3. So it's just a tad bit too quiet. So let's see if I can fix that. Here I go. So what I would do is I click on the volume here, right? So, and I'm at plus 1.3. So this is 0.3 too quiet. So if I put this at 1.0, I think that, let's see what happens if I'm bringing that, taking away that 0.3. So let's go 1.0. And again, I instead of trying to move this thing, 0.3, I just click in the number there and type it in 1.0. It automatically is plus. And so I'm going to update loudness now. And I'm going to go through the whole thing again. And then I'm looking for this to be minus 13 even. And again, the true peaks were fine. The RMS looks like it was good if you talk RMS. But the DC offset is minus 88 on the left and, minus 82.1 on the right. So there's a little something, but not enough that I think it's a problem. I need to read up on that a little bit more. This one seems like it's taking a bit longer, but if you notice, as it's happening, it's going 1.6 times faster. I do like where this perceived loudness is sitting, because the perceived loudness kind of goes with the LUFs on this scale. I mean, the song has some quiet parts and some loud parts, but generally speaking, it's going to sit somewhere in the average of minus 13 is what I'm looking for. Some will be quieter, some might be passive. I mean, passing a little bit louder, but as long as it sits generally at minus 13, I'm going to be cool with it. Even if I get minus 13.1, I'm going to live with that. If somebody could hear the difference of 0.1, they would have super ears. And as long as I'm not peaking, I think there's still enough room for, any of the streaming platforms to do what they want with it. Because I'm still sitting at, minus 1.4. I think they say sit at, minus 1.2. So there's a little bit, tad more room there. And we're seconds away. Let's see what we get. Minus 13.5. Okay, so I went the wrong way. So I'm going to add, see, that's the mistake I made. I went quieter. I should have gone louder because this was too quiet. So I need to go up to 1.5. So let's see, 1.5. And I'm going to, there we go, update the loudness again. So it's 13.1. So I think I'm going to live with that. Okay. So let me just hit save here. You can see that it's 13.1. Save. There we go. One of the other things I'm going to talk about is this plugin. There we go. It's by Waves. It's called Abbey Road. So what they've done is they've gone in and they've, I guess, taken measurements and sort of made it so that within your headphones you can perceive as if you're hearing through speakers. So they've got the near field speakers here. If you click on that, the mid field speakers there, and the far. So I guess you've got your little ones here that are demonstrated. Then you've got your mids and your big giant ones on the wall. So you got to put in your head size here, the circumference of your head, and then from ear to ear. There's also some software that you can get to sort of mimic, or so that it matches your head. I kind of cheated a bit and just kind of listened to it left and right, and then I'll pull it into my speakers, and without the headphones. So if you have some headphones on, I don't have. If you go over here, they have like different ones that you can models that you can get. I just went with none because I'm using mine is not on here. I'm using a Audio Technica, and I couldn't tell you what number model it is. So I just decided to go with none. And it still gives me a reference, and I check it between that and my speakers and, in the car, that sort of thing. And I find this has been really amazing. So I think they did a good job with it, because sometimes, I'm mixing at 3 o'clock in the morning, and, people are sleeping where I am and stuff like that. So I can't really do it. So it doesn't really translate on speakers. If you have to turn this off before you burn, or before you do your digital release, and before you're saving it anyways. Like, you don't want to have this on when you're burning it, or you're going to be exporting the file, because it's going to sound really weird. So if you want to put some headphones on while you're watching this, you may already be listening through headphones. I'm going to play this song again. Actually, let me try something a little different. This one's kind of a weird tune anyways. Let me just see. I'll click over here. So this is going to be the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th song. I can click over here, right, which will bring the cursor, I don't know why I brought it there, but this is the song that I'm going to play. This one's called Suddenly. And I'm going to bring up the Abbey Road plugin. So there we go. So now if you put headphones on, and I'm going to turn it on, and I'm going to hit play, and so you notice that it was clipping there. So let's try that again. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here, and it says post. I put the Abbey Road on post because I want to hear it after I've done everything. And I'm going to hit my level meter here. This is my true peak, so I don't want to see this go red. If it goes red, I know I've got a problem. It clipped over here. Sometimes I find with the Abbey Road on, it clips a bit different, but let's see what happens. Let's see what happens here. This song's a bit different. It's got more edges. Okay, so it's kind of maxing out my CPU for some reason right now. The first time through, it didn't. But I got clipping here, but I didn't get clipping on my true peak, so I think I'm good. If I turn off the Abbey Road and try the song again, let's see what happens. clipping with the Abbey Road off. So now I'm going to try it again with it on. Hope I didn't confuse you, but if you want to put your headphones back on again, I'm going to push the near, the mid, and the far, and maybe you can hear it in your headphones wherever you are. So here we go. So let me just hit play. I've lined it up again. Well, unfortunately, my computer is like getting a little overloaded doing this. So let me try over on the first song again. That one just seems to play a bit better. So let's try that again. Let me click over here. All right, let's try that again.
If you would come, I would come. I am a man of my
Well,
word. I will bring you what you
my CPU cannot handle it. I'm going to try some more videos down the road with a newer computer. But what's happening is I'm recording, I'm using this voice banana and OBS and my DAW with some plugins. And when I open up this other Abbey Road plugin by Waves, it just puts my little computer over the top. So I am going to try something. Well, I'll try it again with my computer. But so we've gone over updating LUFs, what goes where, master, um, your inserts are for each song, your master effects, all the groups of songs together, and your post is just a good way to meter to see after everything's coming out, what it's going to sound like. So I guess in my inserts, that affects every song, I just really got it down to my limiter. I did all my EQing and some compression and everything up in here in the first area, the inserts for each song. So the thing that stays consistent like is that. So for now, I'm going to end it on that note. I hope they get, when I make some more videos, they're going to be a little more straightforward. But basically, you pull all your songs into this mastering suite, and then you get to see all the songs. I've done 5 songs here. So if I want to switch back, you just hit a button, and you can go right back to the song. Like I'm picking the Suddenly song. It's going to open up the song. If I wanted to change a vocal or something, something was wrong, an instrument, then I can go right back. I can save that and go right back into the mastering suite again. I'm just going to try this to see if it opens up the song. So just so you can see it's loading all the different things. My CPU is pretty quiet, so I think it should pop up pretty soon, just so you can see. Come on now. Let's see here. That's it. I think it's done. So I've clicked on song 5 suddenly, and now it's going to open up the song project. There we go. It's beginning. There we go. So this is the song. I'm just going to close this out. So there's all my tracks that I used in the song, or a few of them anyways. I can scroll through a whole bunch of stuff, but there's a couple maybe that I use, and then I can shrink it down so get a good overview that way. Oops, sorry people. And let me just play that song through here. Again, CPU issues. Anyway, so if I did any changes, then I would go back. I would just close the song. In this case, it's going to ask me if I want to save the changes. I'm going to say no because I don't really want to save any changes. And then it's going to go back into the mastering suite over here. If I had changed anything, then it would ask me to update the song with the changes. Then I would update it. It would show up with a little red marker on it, and then it'd be right there again, and I could listen to it and EQ it. And if something was wrong, I'd go back into the song mode again. But I'm not going to do that right now. Anyways, thanks for like checking me out, and hopefully there was something in all of this that you could use. I think that presonus is great. My computer's a bit slow. I need to upgrade my computer, but I thought I'd just put that out there for now. Do what I can while I can and get better. So thanks. Let's see. Check, check. There we go. Updating the loudness again. So it's almost done. Okay, so I have minus 12.7 over there. So I'm a little too quiet. I want to bring it up. Let's see, I want to bring it 7, 8, 9. So I want to bring it up by, let's say, 2 points. Let's just try that. So I can go over a couple different ways I can do this. I can click on my volume here, and it's, or I can go to the mix tool. But if I click on this, I'm at minus 2, 9. So I want to bring this 7, 8, 9, 10. So let's just go up to 3.9, 3.1, 9, 10, 11. So 3.1. Let's just try that. So I'll click on it, minus, instead of being minus, sorry. I'm going to go to 1. Let's just try that. Sorry. 2.9, 11. Let's just bring, let's see. Let's just do that. I want to go up, so let's go to, let's try 2.4. Let's see what happens. And now it's running through it again. Sometimes it's as accurate as just doing the math. Sometimes, I mean, it looks like it's sitting somewhere around minus 13, but let's see what we get. It may be way off. It may be Um, just right. Let's see. Boom. So minus 12.3. So it's a little less quiet, but I need to drop this. Let's think about this for a second. 12.3. So I need to go up louder. 7 points. So 4, 9, 10, 11. So mine is going to go to minus 1.1 and see what happens here. Minus, I can click it in minus 1.1 and then I can update the loudness again and see if I can get it right to 13. Because this is measured, you want to look at the LUFs. There was a time when they used to talk about the RMS values, and then this over here is the true peak. I think minus 1.2. You don't want to go over 0 here on the true peak. I'm just very concentrating here on the LUFs, but you don't want to go over over 0 over here. So for me, I can settle with, minus 1.4 versus minus 1.2. I think, if it sounds good to me, I'm going to be happy with that. So let's see, it's almost done. And minus 11.3. So now I've gone way, it's too loud. I need that to come down a bit so that it's minus 13. So I'm gonna pull it back a bit, and I'm gonna go to 2 point minus 11, 12, 13. So I'm just gonna go back down to 2.8 minus 2.8, and then I hit the loudness info. Sorry, minus 2. Sorry, 2 is 2.8, and then update loudness one more time. Kind of a tedious process, but it's the way I'm doing it. So it's running 4.5 times faster than real time. It's like watching grass grow, but hey. Good. Let's see what we got here. Minus 12.4. So I need to go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm gonna go minus 3.1 just to see. Minus 3.1 and update my loudness. That looks like it's about right. When I'm looking at the perceived loudness, it's somewhere around where 13 would be there. I mean, again, that's, it's not peaking, which is great. DC is kind of good on both sides, so there's no offset. RMS is minus 12, which is pretty good. If you're going back to the old, if you guys want more dynamics, you can read up on RMS. If you look it up, it'll explain dynamics in RMS. But like I said, everybody's using LUFs now. Minus 12.8. So do I go 8, 9? Do I go minus 3.2? Let's see what happens. I'm going to go minus 3.3. Minus 3.3. And update loudness. Hope you're catching where I'm making my adjustment. This value equals where this cursor's at. And moving it in those finer points like 0.2, 0.3 is much easier just to punch the number in over here rather than try to slide it. So, and yes, it's a tedious process. It's a little slow, but I got a couple of things to show you. Let's see if I can get it to 13. I mean, 12.8 is pretty good. And then some say that they want it at minus 14 anyways for all my efforts, but let's see. There we go, boom. It's minus 13.0. So I'm going to save this. So if I'm happy with this one, I'm just going to hit File, Save, right? Again, this may take long. Oh no, it did it pretty good. So now that's locked in. So if I go to Here I Am, okay, I am going to, as you can see, I switch between songs. This is the first insert section. So if I go up here and I want to hide that, I just click on this. Okay, when I click on this song, now I'm switching to the second song here, the blue one. Oh, sorry, I didn't want to open it. I'm going to cancel that. If you hit this part here, you'll open the song so you can, fix a part or something like that. But I don't want to do that, so I'm just hitting cancel. So here we go. I'm just going to go to this section. I'm in the inserts, and if I go down, boom, my loudness information. The last time I did this, it was 13.1, and I must have thought, you know what, I'm going to settle for that. So I am going to see what happens if actually, I won't even bother. It's just saving again. It automatically saves, and it just went through and saved everything again. So I'm going to show you something here. Now, another important thing is when you go into the inserts, let me just close this down. I'm going to go back to the first song. Okay, I'm going to pull up this thing here so you can see the three sections. There's inserts, master, and post. So I've got a level meter in post, and this is a level meter that's included in presonus, and right here it says true peak. So when this is playing, you don't want to see any red happening here. Where this meter may look like it's okay, this one will peak because it catches true peak. So if it's just a very short peak, this true peak meter will find it. So this is the one you want. I like having a setup where I'm using this, and I'm also using my T-Rex over here just for a general, perceived loudness. So I'm going to play This Is Right again, and let's watch this true peak meter. Oh, there we go. So stop here. I got a little bit of an issue, so let me just go over to Studio One, Options. I'm just going out. What am I using? That's right there. Okay. So I'm going to close that. Let me go over to this here. And not stop recording, but I'm going over to my sources. And not sure what's happening there. Let's close that down. I'm just going to shrink this. This is just over here. I'm going to all my programs. I maybe forgot to open something. So let's see what we get here. There it is, VB audio. That's not what I want. Here it is, Vibrato and banana. So you can see it's starting up. Boom. Okay, so let's just shrink that. That should be good to go. Let's see if we can hear this now. I did want to say that all the songs that I'm using are my own songs. Um, I have all the copyrights and royalties to them. So that's not an issue. I'm just going to go over a few more things in the mastering phase of using Studio One, and yeah, that's about it. And I'll try to. I'm going to turn off my camera because I am using a different screen as I'm doing this. So at least you know it's me. Just hold on a second here now. There we go. And I'm going to do this. There. Okay, good. All right. So we're back. I'm just going to pick another one of these songs here. This is a slower song, I guess. And I'm going to, excuse me, well, play it the way through. Let's try that one more time. Just start from the beginning there. I just want to take the different meters that I'm using. So let's go down here
I've never walked alone since the day I knew your love. And I've never had a dream where you are there with me. And when I was feeling down, you're the one who picked me up. Because I believe in our love. I believe that you're in love with me too.
maybe a little funny
I believe
as I'm listening to it.
what I see in you. I believe that you're in love with me too. I believe in what I see in you. Where
I'm
you
gonna add a different plugin.
are, there is paradise. And next to you's the best place to be. Some might say, don't believe but she'll deceive you.
Spreading it out a
But
bit.
I won't hear them 'cause I believe in us. I believe that you're in love with me too. I believe
You can
in
see
what I
over
see
here in the
in
phase, it's
you.
wider.
I
It spreads out more.
believe
Watch.
that you're in love with me too. I believe
Go back.
what I see in
Or
you.
end it. Turn it off.
Our love's
Still
alive,
not bad.
and we're alright. Yes, our love's alive, and we're alright. I believe that you're in love with me too. I believe in what I see in you. I believe that you're in love with me too. I believe in what I see in you. Our love's alive, and we're alright. The wave is always
I made a little mistake there. I'm just gonna go back over here. It's another song that I have. I'm just gonna see what it does. It's called "This Is My Life" over here. So I got it to start, and let's see what happens as far as the peaks. And I'm also gonna put on. Let's see what I have here. I have my mix tool, binaural pan on this one as well, which is the thing that spreads the sound out wide. I've got a limiter here, and I've also got a limiter in the inserts, which is a little different. I'm going to turn it on and off and just sort of see what that sounds like as the things as it's going. So let's see.
I won't lose my
I'm
way.
going to just turn off the limiter and
I
see what it
won't
sounds
lose
like
my mind.
in the inserts.
I'll keep things right. I used to have a love. I gave her all I had. My heart was hers to play with. Anytime she had. I was in love with her, but she couldn't love
Let's
me
check the
back. I
settings.
had to chew my paws off to get out of the trap because this is my life. This is my life. This is my life. This is not the way things will always go. This is my life. This is my life. This is my life. But this is not the way things will always go. Years later, I found another life. I tried to see if I could make her into my wife, but things begin to die if we don't end them right. I wish that I had known back then we still might be alright. So I said goodbye to all I had, the 2 cars and the door. I see the kids every other week, and I hope that that's enough. Because this is my life. This is my life. This is my life. This is not the way this will always go. This is my life. This is my life. This is not the way things will always go. This is my life. This is my life. This is my life. We'll see the way the story goes. This is my life. This is my life. This is my life. The things are better since you've been around. This is my life. This is my life. This is my life. The things are better since you've been around. We got it right. I won't lose my mind. 'Cause things are better since you've been around.
So one of the things that I was playing around with when you open up any of the plugins, you can go into a routing. So there's a splitter that you can pull down so you can go left and right. You can split it by frequency, you can split it by channel, I guess normal as well. So yeah, so that just adds to the wideness of the song. I kind of like the wideness of that song. I think it's got space. I think it's got, a lot of bottom end. It's good for me. I, always trying to improve, but that one I kind of like the way it goes down. So I'm gonna play this one more time, and I'm gonna mix on the fly a little bit. Now this is not even mixing really. This is more like a mastering thing. So it's just because I'm not changing particular instruments, but just the overall tonality of it. So I'm gonna pick this song here, Suddenly Again, which starts over here. Remember, each column, each song, the inserts change for each song. The master stays the same. The only thing I'm really using is a limiter. And then I've got my metering in the post. And I've also got a plugin like that Abbey Road plugin for mixing in headphones, right? So, yeah, when you turn it on, it's got a nice little picture there. But if I try to use it right now, I think it's going to overload my CPU just the way things are set up with me right now. So let's just play this last song here and then let's, yeah. I like that clipping there. So it sounded kind of hollow, kind of noisy. I had the Abbey Road plugin, so it's really for mixing in headphones. But when you wanna, after it's done, so let's just try that again. I keep doing that. So one more time. Ready to go on Suddenly. Again, they're all my songs, all copywritten, and, you know, good to go. I will be releasing them shortly, but so there you go. That's it. Nothing was peaking. That's the mastering suite in Studio One Presonus. I kind of like it. It God has a lot to it. Gonna try to learn some more. Gonna come back, maybe try to do a video where I'm actually writing a song on the fly. Again, thanks for listening. Anyway.